All right, so we're diving into the Jetson Orin Nano Super today. And this little device, it's making some pretty big promises, bringing in powerful AI right to your fingertips.
Yeah,
They say it's a palm-sized developer kit designed for AI at the edge, all that.
right.
But is it all hype? Or can this thing actually live up to the claims? Like,
hmm
how does it compare to the competition? We've got a whole bunch of articles and research here. And I have to say, some of this stuff is, well, pretty mind-blowing.
Well, I think the first thing to clarify is that this isn't just about a new chip, right? The Jetson Orin Nano Super, it's a complete developer kit. Meaning you get that powerful 8 GB system on module and a reference carrier board, which lets you actually build and test your AI projects.
So it's not just the chip, you get the whole kit to actually build things with it.
Exactly, yeah. Think of it like a mini supercomputer
Oh,
you
wow.
can hold in your hand.
Okay, I like that.
So it's a lot of power packed into such a small and affordable package.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say next,
Yeah.
because I'm seeing all these numbers thrown around. 1.7x generative AI performance boost, 70% overall performance increase. They even mentioned this thing called 67 INT8 TOPS.
Yeah, you're right. Those numbers can be a bit
A
overwhelming.
little bit.
What they basically mean is this little device can now handle way more complex AI tasks than its predecessor.
Okay.
And that 1.7x generative AI performance boost,
Mm-hmm.
that's particularly interesting because it opens up possibilities for things like real-time language translation
Oh, wow.
or even creating personalized content on the fly, things that were previously impossible on a device this small.
So we're talking bringing the power of generative AI to the edge, right? But there's also been a price drop from $499 to $249.
It's a big difference.
That's almost an impulse buy. Does this mean generative AI is finally within reach for, like, everyone?
While the price drop is fantastic,
Yeah.
and it certainly makes the technology more accessible, it's important to, manage expectations a little bit. Generative AI, even on a powerful device like this, it still requires significant resources.
So it's not like you can just, do anything you want.
Right. Think of it this way.
Hmm.
You probably wouldn't try to train a massive language model from scratch on the Jetson or Nano Super.
Okay, yeah.
But for running inference on smaller purpose-built models, especially those designed for edge applications, this device could be a game changer.
So for our listener out there, the key takeaway here is understanding what type of generative AI tasks are realistic for this device. It's not a replacement for those massive data centers,
Right.
but it's a powerful tool for bringing AI to the edge.
hmm
Now, how does this compare to something like the Raspberry Pi 5, which is also getting a lot of buzz?
That's a question a lot of people are asking.
Right.
And the answer, well, it depends.
Okay.
Both the Jetson Orin Nano Super and the Raspberry Pi 5,
Mm-hmm.
they have their strengths. The Raspberry Pi, it's still fantastic for beginners.
Yeah.
And for those projects that don't require a ton of AI lifting, it's cheaper, has a very active community.
Yeah.
But when it comes to raw power for AI, especially for tasks involving complex models or real-time processing,
Mhm.
the Jetson is in a different league.
So if you're building like a robot that needs to make split-second decisions
Right.
based on visual input, the Jetson's specialized AI processing power, that would give you a big advantage.
Huge advantage.
But if you're tinkering with more basic AI concepts
Right.
or controlling simple electronics, maybe the Raspberry Pi is a better place to start.
That's a good point.
Yeah. And another thing to consider, right, is the ecosystem
Yeah.
surrounding each device. Both platforms have strong communities.
They do.
But the Jetson, I feel like, benefits from Nvidia's deep expertise in AI
Definitely.
and the specialized software tools they offer,
For sure.
which I think is a huge advantage for developing and deploying those AI applications.
It can be, for sure.
It sounds like both devices have their place depending on the project.
Yeah.
What about the claim that the Jetson Orin Nano Super is a generative AI device?
Mhm.
Is it really powerful enough for serious generative AI inferencing?
That's a great question. Well, it's true, the Orin Nano Super is being marketed as a generative AI device.
Right.
And it can certainly handle a lot of popular generative AI models, especially with the performance boost from that super upgrade, We need to be realistic about its capabilities.
Right.
It's not going to replace those massive data center GPUs that are used to train the most complex models, but it can be a fantastic tool for running inference on more compact,
Yeah.
purpose-built models,
Yeah.
particularly those designed for edge applications.
So not a magic bullet for all your generative AI dreams,
Right.
but a powerful and accessible tool for bringing those capabilities to the edge.
Yeah.
It's about choosing the right tool for the right job. Now, I'm curious, with all this talk about performance and generative AI, where do you see the Jetson Orin Nano Super, like, hitting its sweet spot in terms of applications?
Well, what's really exciting about this device is that it sits at this unique intersection
Okay.
of affordability, power consumption, and processing power. This makes it ideal for a wide range of applications,
Okay.
especially those that benefit from on-device AI processing.
Like what? Give me an example.
Think about things like smart security cameras
Oh.
that can identify specific threats, like in real time,
Oh, wow.
or drones that can navigate, complex environments autonomously.
That's cool.
It's also well suited for applications in healthcare,
Okay.
like portable medical imaging devices
Mm-hmm.
or AI-powered diagnostics
Oh, interesting.
that can be deployed in remote areas.
Wow, those are some really compelling examples.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like the Jetson Orin Nano Super could really change those fields.
It really could.
You mentioned power consumption earlier, though. Doesn't all this processing power,
Yeah.
doesn't it come at a cost?
That's a good point. The Jetson does consume more power than something like a Raspberry Pi. But it's still remarkably efficient for the level of performance that it offers. Nvidia has made huge strides in optimizing their hardware and software for power efficiency.
It's not going to like drain your battery in a few minutes, even if you're running complex AI models.
Right, exactly.
That's good to know. But for our listener who might be thinking, okay, this all sounds amazing, but where do I even begin? What advice would you give them?
I would say, first of all, don't be intimidated by the technology. Nvidia provides really good documentation, and there's a very, vibrant online community of Jetson developers who are super helpful and supportive.
That's always good.
There are tons of tutorials, forums, open source projects to get you started.
It's like having a whole team of AI enthusiasts cheering you on from the sidelines. I can't help but think about the bigger picture here. We're talking about making powerful AI more accessible and affordable than ever. What does that mean for the future of AI development?
It's a really fascinating question.
It is.
And I think we're just scratching the surface of what's possible as these tools become more democratized. We're likely to see a wave of innovation coming from unexpected places. Individuals and small teams will have the power to develop and deploy AI solutions that were once only in reach of, like, big corporations, research institutions.
It's like leveling the playing field, opening up a whole new world of possibilities.
Right.
But with all this talk about the potential benefits, are there any downsides or ethical considerations we should be mindful of as AI becomes more, widespread?
Sure. While this deep dive isn't specifically focused on ethical considerations, you raise a valid point. As with any powerful technology, it's important to consider those potential implications, both good and bad. What excites me most about the Jetson Orin Nano Super and devices like it is the potential to empower individuals to create positive change using AI.
I love that perspective.
Yeah.
It's not just about the tech itself. It's about how we use it to solve problems and make a difference. Okay, before we wrap up, we've covered a lot today, even those broader implications of this technology. What's the one key takeaway you want our listener to walk away with?
If I had to boil it down to one thing, it would be this. The Jetson Orin Nano Super is more than just a cool piece of hardware. It's a gateway to a world of possibilities for anyone who wants to explore the power of AI, regardless of their technical background.
It's like a blank canvas for innovation, waiting for you to paint your AI masterpiece. What excites you most about the potential of this technology?
Well, I think what I'm most excited about is the shift toward edge computing that devices like this represent.
Oh, edge computing.
Yeah, as AI models get more efficient and hardware gets more powerful, we're seeing this trend
Okay.
away from relying only on the cloud for processing
Mm-hmm.
and toward running AI locally on devices.
So instead of sending all your data to some central server, you can just process it right there on the device.
Right.
What are the advantages of that?
Well, there are several key advantages.
Okay.
First, it reduces latency, which is crucial for real-time applications.
Right. Like robotics.
Exactly, or autonomous vehicles. Second, it can enhance privacy and security
Mm-hmm.
because your data doesn't have to leave the device. And third, it opens up new possibilities for applications in areas with limited or no internet connectivity.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So the Jetson Orin Nano Super isn't just about making AI more powerful.
Right.
It's about making it more accessible, efficient,
Mm-hmm.
and ultimately more integrated into our everyday lives.
I think that's a great way to put it.
It really is amazing to think about how far AI has come, where it's headed. We've talked a lot about the possibilities, but what about the reality? Like,
Yeah.
what are some actual real-world applications of the Jetson Orin Nano Super
Hmm.
that are happening right now?
Well, one really cool example is WorldCoin. This project is using a Jetson module in their Orb device for iris scanning and identity authentication.
It's like biometric stuff.
Exactly. They're trying to create a global digital identity system that's secure and accessible to everyone.
We're talking about using AI for something as fundamental as, like, establishing identity. That's a big deal.
It is.
What other applications are there?
We're seeing the Jetson being used in a ton of industries. There are companies using it to build smart irrigation systems, monitor crop health, and optimize water usage.
Wow. So AI for sustainability.
Exactly.
That's great.
In manufacturing, you've got robots powered by Jetson that can perform really intricate tasks with a lot of precision and speed.
Seems like the applications are really only limited by our imagination.
I think so.
As we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listener with a thought to ponder.
Okay.
We've talked about, the technical stuff, the potential applications, the broader implications of this technology. But at the end of the day, what does it all mean for the individual?
I think the most important takeaway is that the Jetson Orin Nano Super is a tool that empowers you to explore, experiment, and create with AI. It's a gateway to a world of possibilities that were once only available to a select few.
Yeah.
Whether you're a developer, a student, or just someone who's curious.
Yeah.
This device gives you the power to bring your AI ideas to life.
That's a great point. The future of AI isn't just being shaped by big corporations or research labs. It's being shaped by individuals like you
Exactly.
who are willing to learn and experiment.
Absolutely.
So to our listener, we encourage you to embrace this technology
Yeah.
and see where it takes you. You might just surprise yourself with what you can achieve.
And remember, the journey is just as important as the destination. Embrace the learning, the experimenting,
Yeah.
pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI.
Well said. On that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into the Jetson Orin Nano Super.
Yeah,
We hope you found it insightful, inspiring, and maybe even a little bit mind-blowing.
I hope so.
We'll be back soon with another deep dive into the world of tech.
Sounds good.
Until then, keep exploring, stay curious, and happy building.
Thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed this episode and found it valuable. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us reach more amazing listeners like you. Thanks again for your support, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Bye for now.